This is episode number 12 with me and a bunch of my friends Harsha, Anubhav, and Rucha. Welcome back to a brand new podcast episode. I'm Ishan Sharma, and you are listening to BITS Cast. The thought of the week is the goal isn't to live forever, it is to create something that will. This is something that Chuck Palahniuk said, and I think this is so much true for today's topic of the podcast episode. This is an unusual episode, okay? So, in this episode, we have gathered together to remember a person that is no more among us, and that is Mr. Tapan Bose. Make sure you share this episode with someone that you love and you think needs to listen to this episode. Tapan sir always wanted to teach and make a better generation, and that is the kind of legacy that he has left behind. I know many of you might not know him as a person, but I still remember him, and for me, he's just this great person that I can always look up to, and he would just give me great insights onto how to handle my life. And whenever I'm stuck in some place or overthinking something, and he was just an amazing person to give me perspective on what I was missing on and what I should focus on the most. And I thought it would be great for me to make a podcast episode to remember the kind of person that he was, because I think we all have some unsung heroes among our lives, and it is important to remember them once they are gone, because only then can people understand how great they were. All right, so in this episode, we'll be talking about some of the experiences that we had with him and some of the lessons that we have taken from his teachings. I hope you all will learn something new today, and I am so grateful that you've taken the time to invest into yourself by listening to this podcast episode, and I am sure you're going to get some great value out of it. Now, if this is your first time to this podcast, I'm Ishan Sharma, and this podcast is about college life, entrepreneurship, and everything in between. New episodes come out every single Sunday. Again, if you have learned something, make sure that you reach out to me and let me know. I would be grateful to know what you learned today in this podcast episode, and you can DM me on Instagram at Ishan Sharma 7390. All right, so that is it from me. Now let's get on with the episode. Harsha, are you ready?
Hello, hello. I have probably 6 years of memories to share,
Oh
and
my god.
I'll
This is
have to
going to be
sort through
very
them.
okay. Start by introducing
Oh,
yourself. I mean, we know you, but the audience doesn't know you. So introduce who you are and then go on.
okay. And Anubhav, it's been 1 year since I graduated, so 5 plus 1, 6 years. Do your math. Just because you're doing dentistry does
Yeah,
not
you
mean
cannot
you'll forget
do
math.
away with maths completely.
Actually, the first time I met Tapan sir was in my 8th standard English period.
Okay.
So in 8th grade, I was a new kid.
Yeah.
So I was the new South
Oh,
Indian
even I
kid
was the
who
new
did
kid
not know
from
Hindi.
Hyderabad.
Oh, you shut up. You were the new North Indian kid, not the new South Indian
I
kid.
was
Okay.
yeah, I was from the south, not exactly the South Indian kid, but
Quiet, quiet. Listen, quiet. Let me
Okay,
speak.
yeah, it's your turn.
So Anubhav was in our class. Tapan sir taught us English in the beginning, remember? Before that Deepali, Deepmala ma'am came. That Deepmala. Oh God. She was same for English teachers. Like literally, her English would be like that stand straight in a circle English. So that was how she
Yeah,
introduced
yeah.
the
Let's not bitch
English.
about her. She might bring this episode
So,
down, which won't be good for her.
so the new girl in a new school doesn't know the language, gets picked on by everybody in class, and like just common everything the guys knew were based on
So,
Chennai
was this your
Express,
first
which
time
is
going
like
into a new school? Like,
yeah,
oh, okay, that's why.
yeah,
That's why.
like since
For
I've
me,
known,
it
I
was like
was in
everyday
a
thing when I came into DPS.
yeah, but for me it was like I was in the same school for the last 7 years.
Hmm.
So for the first time, I had like changed schools when I was lucid enough to, know that.
Okay.
So I was a new kid. I didn't know, like, come on. So I used to talk in English only at the beginning. And English period, Tapan sir was teaching that poem about doves.
Oh,
I don't remember the poem,
I do remember the
but
name,
one,
but not the poem exactly.
no. So there was that poem on doves. So he was telling us about this. He was teaching us about poetic license. That shyest is a word which you can invent because you're a poet. And I used to think, great, when I become a poet, I can invent a whole new dictionary. And so he was teaching that, and I didn't fit in. So like probably 2 3 days had passed by, and one day in class, he just like made me stand up. He was like, "Introduce yourself and tell me what this line means or something." So I was like, "Sir, I'm Harsha. I'm from Chennai, and this line, according to me, this is what it means."
Okay.
And then he was like, "Oh, you're from Chennai. So where and from here?" And he just struck up a conversation, and I felt normal.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I belonged in the class. So sir for me always made me feel like I belong.
Hmm.
And after that, when our English teacher changed, I went and asked him, "Sir, why can't you come back?" He was like, "That's the rules and all." But I still kept in touch with him like throughout the year. I would go to him frequently for advice, get to know stuff. Like he was one of the main factors for pushing me to learn Hindi actually.
Okay.
Like I learned broken Hindi in ninth
Yeah.
grade. Rucha is a witness to that. And I spoiled the Hindi
What
of
what she
everyone else around
what did she
me.
used to say, Rucha? That is pretty common among South Indians. They do that all the time. They're like pretty chill about their
Dude, no, like one of our friends, Siddharth, he used to, it would irk him a lot if I made mistakes in genders. Like one fond memory is from one corner of the class, if I yelled Siddharth, he would not turn. But let's just say I changed the gender of Kitab. He will turn and be like, Harsha, that's wrong. Seriously, I never used to call him by his name. I'll be like, Meri Kitab, Mera Kitab, whatever. I
Okay,
still don't know the
okay.
proper gender.
Yeah.
And Tapan sir was our class teacher in ninth grade, so we had like an amazing time. He brought up this practice of like, having some ritual kind of. So every Friday we had music class, and one of our friends, Arslan, he had a guitar. So in lunch break, he was just like, "Why don't you play it and show?" Since then, for the next 2 years, every Friday during lunch break, we would come back from the mess soon, and Arslan would be playing a few songs, and we'd all be like singing together for it.
He used to play guitar.
We, yeah,
Oh wow.
Tapan
I
sir
didn't
also
know
used
that.
to play.
I
He would
didn't know
like
that.
teach
He
us
never played in
a
front
bit.
of me.
No, he just played like
Okay.
once, and then after that, Arslan would play every time.
Okay.
Yeah, so our class had like this ritual in ninth and 10th. We used to do that. He started that.
Hmm.
So those are like my earliest memories of sir. That was because in 10th grade you used to roam around with Aruna. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was there. Then Aruna Gunaparthi, whatever her name was, she was also there. They're like, "What you're doing? How you can do this?"
Okay.
Yeah, in 10th, Tapanta did not teach us, nor was he a class teacher. Instead, he taught English for Ishan.
Yeah.
I was like so damn jealous that B section got Tapanta. Seriously. And I remember sir used to tell me, Ishan, he's a very shy boy.
Yeah. I
He
used to
is
be the
nice if he
shy,
meets
chubby kind of a
confidence.
person who used to sit around with
Don't put the
Divya all
shop.
the time. Shout out to him if
Yeah, you
he's
better
listening. I don't know.
hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. Divya Das.
See, now you remember. Remember the short guy who used to roam around with Divyarup?
Yeah. The short,
That's
fat guy
Ishan.
who's no longer fat.
So, So sir used to like
Not
tell
show off,
me,
bro. I'm like malnutrition right now. I lost like 30 kg something.
the hell, dude.
And now I want to gain weight.
Then eat,
Yeah, lead.
laze around, learn from me and Anubhav.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, continue. Continue with the Tapansa's memories.
Okay, yeah. So he used to tell me, talk to Ishan, help him gain some confidence. He seriously asked me to help you. I would talk to you at times, but we met during the award
Yeah,
ceremony,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
in the green room.
It was that
We bonded over Percy
it was that
Jackson.
one evening when I was sitting, yeah, on the bench in front of you, and
Yeah,
I saw
you
that
were reading
I saw
some.
that Greek heroes book, Greek gods or Greek heroes.
Yes,
Yeah, and I was
yeah.
quickly intrigued by that. I was like, "Hey, what are you reading?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm reading this."
Hey, what are you reading? Seriously? Yeah. What do you want me to tell about sir?
Just share some of the memories that you have. I know you have a lot of memories. Just share the most important ones that you really just think about whenever his name pops into your head.
Best friend. Yeah. After like 10th grade, 11th and 12th, he was seriously like a best friend. I could go to him about all my problems, be it problems with my friends or at my home or in school with any other teacher, whatever it would be, I could go and ask. So in 11th grade, he helped me a lot. Like 11th was a shitty year. So I didn't used to like study or whatever. I didn't know how to manage my time. I didn't know how to manage coaching and school. Okay. So so 11th he was like teaching. I had my math class. We had that bald sir. I don't remember his name also. Very hard. Oh, he was one stupid sir. That guy came to math class.
One stupid.
So this math sir, he used to come in class and write down definitions. So the first paper I got some around less than 50% or something. So I got like low marks in maths according to me. And like that was like the last straw for me. Everything else was messed up. This was also messed up. So I excused myself to washroom and I walked out and I saw Tapan sir was sitting in this empty class ahead. I just went there, I sat in front of him. He was like, Harsha, what happened? And I started crying. Like literally unattractive crying like that. And sir first he calmed me down. He was like, stop crying. What is happening? Why are you like this? Nothing's gonna happen by crying. And then he went on to tell me that you are literally burning yourself out. You need to take care. Stop doing all this. Like, focus on what's necessary. Call me. What's wrong? And then he sat me down. He gave me a full lecture on what I was supposed to do and what I was not. And after that, I gradually improved. See, I improved so much
Okay,
that I got
Harsha, how was he? How
84%
was
in
Tapan sir
11th.
like
So, yeah,
for you? In a few lines, if you can describe him.
he was this cheerful, positive personality. It's still weird talking
Okay.
about him in wars. Uh, he was literally like my pillar of strength. Any problem I could go to him, I would call him at 10 o'clock at night. That was before the English paper, and I'd be like, Sir, what's the syllabus? What do I need to study for tomorrow? I seriously done that like
Hmm.
numerous times. That'd be the only time I studied for my English paper and went the day before, the night before. So, and even at 10 o'clock,
Okay.
even if I just want to, like, call and chat with him, he would be like up for it. And the relationship I had with him, like, some people would say that I was like a daughter to him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so, so, okay, so I would be like telling him, so you need to eat. Did you eat? Did you drink? Like, he was very neglectful of his personal health. So every day I would be like reminding him, do this, do that. Even after I graduated, I would call him and I'd be like, did you do this? Did you do that? I used to pester him a lot.
Was he? Was he married?
He was, but he had divorced actually a
Oh, he
long
had a
time
divorce.
ago. Yeah,
Like how long time? How long is that?
6, 7 years ago. That's
Okay.
not like public
So
knowledge, but it is
did
that
he
way.
did he have any kids?
Okay, so a common misconception is that he has a daughter. She is not actually his daughter, she's his niece. Both his nieces used to live with him, but Sir would refer to them as his daughters, so we took up the habit. They were his
Okay.
daughters for all sakes and purposes. So, yeah.
Hmm.
And he had siblings. They did not like, live exactly in Indore. Some of them lived in Indore, others did not.
Okay.
Tapan sir was a very cheerful, positive personality. Even though he had a lot of work, a lot of stress, he would never let it affect how he spoke with other people. There were very few times when you could actually see him angry. Very few. It took
Yeah.
a lot for him to lose his composure. And he was a very
Hmm.
knowledgeable. Whatever you wanted to ask, you could ask. You want to debate about BJP and Congress? Go ahead. You want to
Yeah.
talk about Trump
You
and
want to talk about artificial intelligence? He'll be ready to
yeah,
answer.
you want to talk about Trump and what ISIS and Syria are doing? Yeah, I'm up for it. Like, he literally knew like everything. Any doubt we had, even chemistry, we would go and ask him. He'd be like, yeah,
Oh.
chemistry. Ah, this was the drug. Na? Yes, yes, I studied it. Yeah, he loved reading novels and he loves to watch movies. But it had been a long time since he had watched or read any novel. I read enough for the both of us actually. And what else? He likes to cook. He had a pet parrot. He was overall, he was a too good to believe type of person. He had his flaws. Yeah, he had his flaws. Yeah, like for him, our safety was of utmost importance. He would give us a lot of lectures, and like after I came to hostel, whenever I used to call him, his first question was, "Are you safe? Are you eating properly? How are your roommates? Is everything okay?" It would always, he was a selfless person and very caring, always considered about the other person. Like, they're very, I don't think I've ever seen Tapan sir selfish. No, he's always put others before him. Yeah. Even the causes of his death were he went for a checkup too late. Yeah. The last time I met him was at my graduation. Like, yeah. After that, when I went to Indore, he was not in town. So we could not meet him for the award ceremony. And tomorrow will actually mark 1 month since I last talked to him. Yeah. I still remember what we talked about. I was just telling him that my subjects are interesting and I joined the club. I was updating him on my life and he was updating me on his. I had meant to call him the previous week, but I couldn't.
Shall I start? So, my name is Anubhav and I'm in first year doing dental studies in Indore. So, it's a government dental college in Indore. I was with Tapan sir for like 5 years. Like, I first met him when I was in seventh. Like, one of his most memorable memories of him is there was a question on an essay about religion, and I am not an atheist person. Like, I believe in God, and but I don't believe in practicing religion as we do right now. I don't believe in disturbing half the society just so that five people can have a prayer that they feel is good. Yeah, so like there's Navratri festival which happens every year. In front of my house there's a garden where कुछ लोग नवरात्रि करते हैं. And like I'm personally Gujarati, so it's like मेरे से गरबा करवा लो, डांडिया करवा लो, I will be ready for it. I don't get the, yeah, it's fun. I don't get the point of like waking up the entire colony at 8 a.m. so that the five people there could have a better, you know, puja just by like speaking out on my microphones. and that too like I get aarti kar lo aap. It's like they have like, to play like 2 hours bhajan before the aarti, and so I got annoyed and I said to Tapan sir once, religions should not exist, and like he gave us such a honest response that like it gave me a different context. So his quote was like I've said, just written. Um, his quote was, "The thing about religion in modern society is not about whether God exists or not, or whether the practices we do pleases the God or not. It's about the sense of community and the strength that community provides to you, which is the main focus of the religion." And he gave like example of Ganesh Puja, which is was started in like 1900s. So by Bal Gangadhar Tilak and all. That's one of my most memorable memories with him. The religion helps you know people. Like Microsoft study was there, right? You're 6 people away from knowing the entire world. Basically, there was this Microsoft study which tried to connect people. So it's like if you know 6 more people in the world, you can essentially know everyone, like just with 6 people. Yeah. Yeah, so like they took like 2 or 3 steps, like friends of my friends and their friends, like three gap, and like that pyramid scheme was made. It is a very interesting topic. The best thing about Tapan so was he never used to teach us anything. Yeah, so he never teaches us anything, right? He his entire classes were conversations. I barely remember him giving us anything like teaching us in traditional way. Yeah. At Tapan sir, the one thing I love about Tapan sir is that he was a like I am pretty capitalistic person, so like I support Republicans in US elections and generally support BJP in Indian elections. Generally, like I have things I disagree with, but I do. Like the one thing I loved about Tapan sir was he had a way of connecting people. Like he was pretty right wing, what from what I could understand, and he had a way that could he gave me points like whenever I was debating someone on various things, he gave me points on how not to offend the person, which I've thrown out right now. I am trying to offend people on Twitter right now, but that's like an important thing when you are having a discussion among friends. So we were having a discussion about Islam in our English class in school, and like people did get offended in it, like a girl cried with some statements that I did not make, but फिर भी I had very similar thoughts. I went to Tapan and I was like, yeah, these people are my friends, and I don't know how should I have a debate on some things that are very personal. And he gave me a couple of advice, and he for one of his things were, don't say someone is wrong. Like I know it's a very common advice, but I remember it coming from him for the first time for me, and it was like, don't say that someone is wrong. Like don't say. And he was like, Anubhav, you can't say that. Even though it is factually correct, you will offend like a billion people in the world, and like that will only get you in trouble and make the other person. And like there is offensive things in many books, but I somehow feel that a culture can be wrong. A person like people can be very good. I have a very good friends. I have many friends that are Muslim, and I love them. I just dis- I just disagree with some of their feelings, and that's the thing. So, like he was like I was going into a very anti-Muslim way. Like I was very becoming biased towards people, and he was like he calmed me down and he said some things that helped me. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was something to the effect: you cannot offend people just for the sake of it, or just to say you are right, and that helped me a lot. That still does. So now,
All right. So, Rucha, are you there? All right. So, We'll start with you now. Introduce yourself. What are you doing right now, and your memories with Tapan sir, and how you remember him.
Okay, I'm Rucha Kulkarni and I'm studying first year MBBS right now. Uh, I met Tapan sir in the ninth standard. He was our class teacher, and from the first day, he had such a positive personality. He uh, he used to help us in everything. Some of the great memories that I have of him were of him offering his advices. The first thing I remember was no, none of the other teachers had pointed this out that uh, I had to speak more in class, and I had drooping shoulders, so he pointed them out every time. Uh, he he even helped me build up my confidence. He even promoted showing my art to the class. Um, One of the memories. So the main memory I have was when I last met him. It was when I went to school to take my certificates. Uh, Anubhav was there. So it was about the college application. Uh, I wasn't going to put the college that I am right now in. It was him who insisted that I should put it, that I should have a second option. And because of him, I put it in and I got selected in it. Or I would have been nowhere right now. And he, you know, it. He always used to save us from other teachers when we were bunking the classes. And it was really, he was like a friend to us that, rather than a teacher. And we had to bring him back to topic in our English class because I don't think so he ever covered the syllabus. Yes, I want to share about his, even as an English teacher, he used to give the best advices to us. And I think so it helped me improve a lot. I wasn't this good in English when I was in ninth grade, but now I have a great control over it, and I want to thank him for that. I have a memory to share. Uh, it was during the 12th practicals, final practicals. I missed my S route. Means it was the final bus that day, and I had to reach home because I think so. I had another practical next day. So, what Tapan sir did? Instead of asking me to call my parents or something, he called the bus driver, told him to stop midway. He took another bus. He came with me and dropped me in the bus. Eh, I don't think so any other teacher would have done that.
So those were my friends from school. I hope you all learned something today. I hope you will be able to take some of the values that he taught us home today, and let me know which was the one value that stuck out the most to you. Again, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Ishan Sharma 7390. Also, make sure you check out my friends' Instagram. There'll be links in the description. And yeah, let me know what you feel about it. Comment, like, subscribe, give us a rating. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.